Okay. We appear to be live. Let's just check that. Yeah. I am live. Well, that's good. And we are running through an amplifier. I don't have a very good, my antenna's not tuned very well for this part of the band. It's good on FT8, but 10 meters is an enormous band, so way up here at 29 megahertz, it's not a very good tune. So I'm running very low power, 5 watts, and then the amplifier is bringing it up to 100. It's an 800 watt amp, so a 3-to-1 SWR shouldn't make that thing smoke. CQAM, CQAM. November 0, Mike Quebec Lima, CQ10 AM. November 0, Mike Quebec Lima calling CQ10. CQ10, CQ10, CQ10 AM, CQ10 meters, amplitude modulation, November 0, Mike Quebec Lima calling CQ on 10 meters. CQ10, CQ10, November 0, Mike Quebec Lima, calling CQ on 10 meters, 10 meters AM, calling CQ, November 0, Mike Quebec Lima, Centerville, Minnesota, 15 miles north of St. Paul, calling CQ, CQ10, CQ10, November 0, Mike Quebec Lima, standing by. CQ10, CQ10, November 0, Mike Quebec Lima, calling CQ. Calling CQ10. Calling CQ on 10 meters, November 0, Mike Quebec Lima, calling CQ10. CQ, CQ, November 0, Mike Quebec Lima, calling CQ on 10 meters. CQ, CQ, calling CQ on 10 meters AM, November 0, Mike Quebec Lima. November 0, Mike Queen Lima, calling CQ. CQ10, CQ10, November 0, Mike Quebec Lima, calling CQ on 10 meters AM. November 0, Mike Quebec Lima, calling CQ. I don't think we're going to get anybody. CQ, CQ, calling CQ10. CQ 10 meters AM. November 0, Mike Quebec Lima, calling CQ. November 0, Mike Quebec Lima, calling CQ10. CQ, CQ, November 0, Mike Quebec Lima, listening. I'm going to get the stream URL and pop it in a couple of places. Okay. I've got that posted on Station Master and on Mastodon on 2 different logins. Let's resume. CQ10, CQ10. November 0, Mike Quebec Lima calling CQ, 10 meters AM. Calling CQ. Remember the old days when everybody had CB radios? You know, back in the 1970s. And very few people were on sideband back then, but everybody had an AM CB radio, and occasionally you'd get some skip, and it was really exciting to hear someone from several states away, maybe way out on the coast or whatever. That was fun. Well, we're trying to do that now, but we're trying to do it legally on ham radio on 10 meters. November 0, Mike Quebec Lima calling CQ10 AM. Calling CQ10 AM and 0 MQL listening. CQ10, CQ10, CQ10 meters AM. November 0, Mike Quebec Lima calling CQ. CQ10, CQ10, November 0, Mike Quebec Lima calling CQ on 10 meters AM. November 0, Mike Quebec Lima calling CQ. Hello there. November 0, Mike Quebec Lima calling CQ. CQ 10 meters AM. Calling CQ 10 meters AM. November 0, Mike Quebec Lima listening. CQ, CQ10. CQ, CQ10. November 0, Mike Quebec Lima calling CQ10. CQ, CQ10. CQ 10 meters. November 0, Mike Quebec Lima calling CQ 10. Let's double the power, see what kind of trouble we can get into. Maybe we can get some blue sparks out of the amplifier. CQ, CQ. November 0, Mike Quebec Lima calling CQ 10. Calling CQ 10, November 0, Mike Quebec Lima calling CQ. It's funny, it didn't give us any more power. Maybe the SAMP doesn't work very well on 10 meters. Maybe it's been set up for 11 meters. I should look at the meters on the front, see what it does. Yeah, the meters are both kind of in the middle. I don't think it's freaking out. And I do see the grid current does flicker when I talk, so it's doing something. And it doesn't smell like smoke in here. November 0, Mike Quebec Lima calling CQ10. CQ10 on 10 meters. November 0, Mike Quebec Lima calling CQ. Calling CQ10. November 0, Mike Quebec Lima. CQ, CQ, CQ10. CQ 10 meters, November 0, Mike Quebec Lima calling CQ on 10 meters AM. Which nobody does anymore. Nobody does AM anymore. Not on 10 meters. That's crazy. But I'm trying it anyway. CQ 10. CQ 10 meters, November 0, Mike Quebec Lima calling CQ. Okay, CQ is not getting me anywhere. So I'm going to send something directly to a friend of mine from the Fediverse. KC8JC and 0MQL. Are you on 10 meters? Are you on AM? Have you ever been on AM? We got to get you on AM if you haven't. It's actually kind of a fun old mode. And it sounds fantastic. KCHAC and 0MQL, are you there? Anybody from the Fediverse? Fediverse. What the heck is a Fediverse? Sorry. That's me being clumsy with my tongue. Fediverse, as in Mastodon, as in ActivityPub. Is there anyone from ActivityPub, Mastodon, Fediverse currently listening on 10 meters AM? Can you hear me? Can you respond? And 0MQL. This is my last call, and then I'm going to go do something else. Since no one will talk to me, CQ10 meters AM, November 0, Mike Quebec Lima. November 0, Mike Quebec Lima calling CQ on 10 meters AM and standing by one more time. Well, fine. If no one's going to play with me, I'm going to just take my ball and go home. Well, I am home. I'm going to go somewhere else. I'm going to go into the shed in the backyard and do something else with my valuable free time. This is N0MQL, entertaining only himself and wishing you 73 as I go QRT. Bye-bye.